Hi, welcome. How are you? If anyone's on, hello. I'm a bit new to live streaming on Facebook, so bear with me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see any of your comments, and I certainly hope that you can hear me. I'll wait until 11 strikes. Okay, I'm going to be referring back to my notes because I don't want to miss out on all the info that I want to share with you today. Karen unfortunately cannot make it, hence why I'm going live on Facebook and not via Zoom. So I apologize if you registered for the Zoom session. So a big welcome to you. You know, it's a back to school webinar about the ways that we can support our children both emotionally and physically using essential oils. Topics that I'd like to discuss today with you are, of course, essential oils and the ways that we can support our children emotionally, physically, which includes immunity, and that's a big one. How we can support their sleep and their focus and concentration. I'll share with you just a number of small recipes and remedies that I swear by and that we use quite often around here. I'll share with you where to find recipes and guidance, and of course how to join doTERRA as well. Look, stick around until the end, and I've got a really awesome offer to announce for you all. After I answer all your questions, or maybe before that, I'll let you in on some amazing news. Firstly, I'd like to introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Doris. I'm a mum of 4, also a grandmother. I strongly believe in a much more, living life in a much more natural and holistic lifestyle. Making choices, best choices for my family, for better health and well-being. I'm currently studying aromatherapy, so there's some exciting couple of months for me coming up. I'm also starting an aroma touch massage course this Sunday. So I'm really looking forward to it. Incorporating massage with oils is just incredible. So this webinar is for you, whether you've got a preschooler or are dealing with university students. I hope to empower you to make the best choices for you and your family. So first up, I suppose, what are essential oils? They're volatile aromatic compounds. They are derived from plants and nature, from stems and flowers and seeds and roots and resins. They are highly concentrated. They're the oils of those particular plants and flowers and trees. As I mentioned, highly concentrated. So as an example, a drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to about 28 cups of peppermint tea. Yep, we always say less is more. 1 drop of oil can service your whole body. They have been used for thousands of years in food preparation, in beauty treatments, and of course in healthcare. Their use is recorded in all cultures, in all continents, and of course they are mentioned in the Bible. They can be used in 3 ways. Aromatically, so inhalation or diffusion, Yeah, they can be used internally, and they can also be applied topically to the skin. Hi, Adam. How they work. Well, I'm going to break it down as simply as I possibly can before we go off and talk about the best way that we can support our kids. They enter our bodies and our bloodstream through inhalation, digestion, or direct contact with our skin. They first stimulate our brain into action. So they get processed by our central nervous system, and they then, kind of get the body into either a state of relaxation or motivation, or perhaps releasing some hormones. So they assist us in that way. They also work on a cellular level also, meaning they can penetrate our cells. Not many things can do that. As an example, an antibiotic can come in to our body and can strip away the disease or the sickness around the cell, but it can't actually penetrate our cell. So also, just taking a step back, we know that antibiotics not only strip the disease and the sickness, but they strip away a lot of our goodness as well. Much too much over prescription of antibiotics. I strongly believe that there are different ways that we can support our health. Of course, they are also therapeutic. Yeah, they don't just smell good, but they are therapeutic. And why I use doTERRA is because they are certified therapeutic grade and pure. There is only pure oil in each and every bottle, and that's why they are safe to use, and that's why I use them around my children. Apart from the fact that the oils can be calming or uplifting or grounding or renewing on our emotions, essential oils can and are antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, anti-inflammatory. We have a saying that, that we have an oil for that. Okie dokie. Let's start with our emotional support. So in Australia, a lot of children have just commenced school, and most of the kids that I tend to see are happy and very excited about starting a new new higher grade. But there are children that have some anxiety, have fear of letting go, have trouble concentrating and sleeping, the butterflies in the tummy, just sadness and perhaps tears. There are fantastic oils that one can use to support our kids deal with emotions. It is an emotional time. I know that when I'm going through stress, the first thing that happens is I get those butterflies in my tummy, which means sometimes I end up going to the loo more often than I'd like to. But, kids obviously are younger versions of ourselves, and sometimes they need a little bit of assistance in dealing with those emotions. And there are some fantastic oils, like I mentioned, which you can either diffuse. There are some oils that come already prepared, and they are blends that you can just, apply. They're ready to go. Applying is perhaps bottom of feet or on pulse points or over the heart or back of the spine. We've got some favourites around here. There are oils that you can't help but smile when you inhale them. This is my daughter's favourite. It's called Chia. It's called an uplifting blend because it's got a bit of citrus. And of course, anything citrusy is happy. So sometimes when, she's sulking a little bit, cheer is what we reach for. So there is some amazing oils that one can use to help our kids. It truly is mind-blowing how one can change the vibe and the energy and the moods in a house. By diffusing some oils. You can also take baths with some oils that have been added to help you relax. So there's many different ways that they can be used to help you. Another great way, and we've just made this with my daughter, we've made some aromatherapy bracelets. So there's some lava beads, which we simply we place some of our favorite oils onto the lava beads and wear them during the day. And that's a really good way of having some aromatherapy on you. Of course, you know, the simple methods, popping some, you know, tissue or a cotton pad at the moment that's been soaked in some oil, and just inhaling through, you know, throughout the day is another good way of using or utilizing our oils. This is absolutely fantastic too if we've got some respiratory issues, and you know, a bit of a stuffy nose. There are oils that are decongestants, so we can take it with us to school and perhaps, you know, have a sniff throughout the day. Helps clear the airways that way. Let's move on to physical support and immunity. Immunity is a huge one. I speak with a lot of people about how to best help little ones with immunities, because the moment we sort of go out into the world, we have, unfortunately, contact with a lot of viruses and sicknesses and all that. And you just can't help that, whether you're in kindy, whether you're at school, whether you're in the workforce. I'm not going to talk about each individual oil today. There just won't be enough time, although I can go on about them forever. But I can't not talk about On Guard. On Guard is our protective blend of oils, and we use this daily. Now, before I go on about how we use them, you know, there are proven scientific studies on how On Guard is capable of destroying viruses and germs on surfaces, as well as internally, and the pathogens in the air. And there are a number of hospitals and schools that are utilising On Guard, diffusing to help sort of ward off those viruses and keep them at bay. So, you know, I use that if we do feel something coming on. I soak apples in some On Guard and some lemon for the little ones, and that's how they can get their immunity. But we also use a lot of the On Guard cleaning products and soaps. This is hand soap. So the more contact we have with our protective blend, the more immune we are. Yeah, so it's a immune support protective blend. Can't talk highly enough of that particular oil. There are oils that will, of course, help with those growing pains. Simply massage, you know, most of the time into the legs. Natural ways of supporting our children, of course. There are oils that can be used for respiratory support. So, like I mentioned before, diffusing is absolutely amazing because that will kind of clear the air, the room, in the room that you're in. But if you're off to school, for example, a Ziploc bag, you can actually get some inhalers too and use it that way. This particular blend of oil is called the oil of breath, because it does open up those airways for you. There's particular blends that will help with any of those, you know, butterflies in a tummy and anything that is associated with digestion. So whether you, and like I mentioned, I know that's how I sort of deal with stress. It's in the gut. I know a lot of children have the same issue. They kind of complain about sore tummies, but it's actually, you know, butterflies. This particular oil digests them, will not only work with those butterflies, but will help with, excuse me, any, you know, running off to the toilet, indigestion, So it's great for that. There's probiotics that you can get to your children as well, of course, through doTERRA. Sometimes when we become, a lot of our health issues do start off in the gut. And sometimes the medication that we take do strip off a lot of our good health, good bacterial health in our gut. So one way of boosting their immunity is by perhaps introducing some probiotics into their diet to build up that gut health. DDR Prime. I have to mention this. This is an essential oil for cellular health. Where do I start? I personally take this myself, but it's been mentioned by many, lots of testimonials. DDR Prime, look it up, with speech support, with, in case of ADHD, support, cellular health, great results. Our cells can become damaged by sickness or stress, so this is a blend of oils in a capsule form that you can take to help support cellular health. With little children, I would just pop open a capsule and apply it, pop it into a roller bottle and apply it to them that way. With older children, you can actually digest them. So as an example, for my 2-year-old grandson, I've made a little roller bottle with a drop of DDR Prime that I squeezed out from a capsule and a drop of Frank. So lots of different ways that can be used. There are, of course, a combination of oils that can be put together to help with any seasonal allergies. I've got to speak compliantly. So we've got a blend over here that we apply to the back of the neck and on our cheeks when we're sneezing a lot. When we are sick, we've got a specific set of oils that we use on the bottom of our feet at night. They act like natural antibiotics. And you know what? I don't have man flu around here anymore because, yes, we can get that sorted quick, smart, usually overnight. Lots of ways that the oils can help with everyday life issues. Now we come to some teenage years. And of course, menstruation. There are oils that can help with not only the pain that comes along with it, but the mood swings. There's, of course, then some perhaps pimples and acne and skin issues. We have tea tree that highly recommended for anything like that. Tea tree and lemon face wash is just awesome to make yourself. Doesn't strip away, the natural oils, but it will definitely, it's an antibacterial, detoxifying, cleansing blend that you can make up within seconds. Of course, there are some oils that can be used for sugar cravings or blood sugar control. There are some oils that can be used for strained muscles. We kids play a lot of sport, and unfortunately sometimes there's strains and whatnot, so there are oils that can support their pain. Fungal infections, yes, fungal infections, tea tree again, and those hormones bring about some body odor. So there's essential oils can definitely tick everything off in those teenage years. Of course, diffusing, putting them into some roller balls, adding them to drinking water or teas is how you would use those remedies. Sleep support. Now, before I go on to speak about, how to best support our kiddies with sleep, I have to say that what I've noticed is that if you have your emotions and health under control during the day, sleep doesn't become such an issue at night. But there are oils that will definitely calm the mind, that will ground our emotions and help us go off to sleep. So you can, again, diffuse them. What my children love is me massaging some oil to the bottom of their feet, foot massage. Fantastic way to actually, get yourself ready for a good night's sleep is to also include some oils in a bath. Just before we go off to sleep. That's a favourite around here. Okay, so some of the recipes that I swear by and we use quite often around here is our ouchie spray. So any scrapes, this goes on. It goes on because the oils that I've chosen are not only antiseptic, but they're calming and healing. Another one that I was just mentioning only a couple of days ago was a head lice prevention spray. No nasties here and no lice. We simply spray that in the morning before we go off with some oils that have been added to just a little bit of oil and water. Of course, pains and sprains, can't live without this one. Use it quite often on the hubby as well. As I mentioned, this there is a fantastic offer at the moment. If you sign up with doTERRA this month and place a 100-point order this month, and also commit to a 100-point order next month, you will actually, doTERRA will gift you 100 points for free. So if you're interested in coming and joining the oily tribe, give me a shout out and we'll get some oils to you in no time. This is just a quick one today. I really wanted to share with you how easy it is to incorporate the oils into your everyday life, and in particular to support your children's emotional and physical health. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. But if not, I hope you enjoyed this webinar. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.